Yeah.
Okay, it is Monday, let's see, April 14th, and we are out at the Clear Lake Modelers flying field for a very special event this morning. The last 3 weeks or a month, Jack's been working on a new model, Mitsubishi A6M0, and he got her all built, adjusted, and ready to roll. And there she is. Really a lot of detail in the cockpit. I'll get a little bit better video when we get outside. The sun's kind of glary in there at the moment, but really a lot of nice detail and really come out nice. Jack did a wonderful job. And there's the man of the hour right there.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
I'll wait till you get her out on the bench, and then we'll get a little narrative as you put her together, and maybe talk a little bit about the model and whatnot. So we'll catch up with you in a minute here.
Okay. Let's see, where's the...
Okay, so Jack is
the first zero that the
assembling his zero.
The Aleutians, I think. I think that's where they first captured one. In the Aleutians.
Talk a little bit about the kit, Jack. What kit is it?
Okay, this is this is a new kit. They're out of this is from Hobby King. It came out of the USA Canada warehouse. $149 for the kit, and about $47 for shipping. But it came with the retracts, but I put the Hobby King electric retracts in there, the heaviest duty retracts that they manufacture. And I took out top of the cockpit. They had a push-pull system on the rudder, and before I took that out, and to give me room so I could get lots of cockpit detail in this thing. I also put a servo in the back for the elevator. It's just a mini servo, you know, the middle of the road.
Right.
And the push-pull thing is now a push rod, one push rod. It goes back to the rudder, controlling the tail wheel and the rudder assembly. So
Cool.
they had some funky looking exhaust pipes. This is an A6M5, which has a little different configuration on their exhaust. And I used plumbing elbows for the exhaust ports. And they look more realistic than what the Hobby King had given me originally.
Well, that's cool, yeah. Yeah, we'll get some...
So they look, if you stack it up against the 3-view on there, they look exactly what's...
Oh, cool, yeah.
This has got a complete rack on the front of it that's out a little bit forward of the actual firewall. And I started... there were some comments made. They said that this airplane is tail heavy, so and it is. But I've got an awful lot of weight. I've got I took the 61 Magnum 61 out of here that I was going to originally use, and I've got a 70 in here. I had to cut up the cowling a little bit to get that big an engine in, but it sits about 1/4 of an inch. The spinner is about 1/4 of an inch forward of the cowling, so it came out good.
Ought to be good, yeah. Right. Yeah, I got a lot of
good
detail in the cockpit. When it gets it all assembled, the wing on it, and turns it over, I'll get some cockpit shots. It really did a nice job on the handmade all throttle quadrant and instrument panel and all kinds of stuff. Really looks cool. Jack had a book, probably one of the signal books or something, that had showed the airplane, all 3 views and cockpit detail and all that, and he used that as he put the thing together and did a lot of work.
It was
You've
actually
been working on what, a month and a half? 2 months almost,
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months, yeah.
And that was fun. Cockpit detail was great. Doug Moore gave me this book on cockpits, and it has all the A6M versions. I even built the machine guns on this thing, from scratch. They're air-cooled 27 millimeter cannon, actually. The cooling, it was fun drilling the aluminum tubes for the cooling on it.
Yeah, right.
Boy, I tell you, what a mess that was.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Okay, let me get some close-ups of the cockpit here. We can get in here.
I gotta go to the little boy's room.
Jack did it. It's going to be a little tough maybe to see in the video, but the glare thing maybe from the other side. You got a detailed instrument panel and a throttle quadrant over here. Throttle and mixture control quadrant, and all kinds of wheels and levers and gizmos, and he again had the 3 view of the Zero to work from, and did a really good job. And he kind of did his best to make an Asian looking pilot.
slanty eye.
Yeah, right. Looks like Pappy Boyington to me, but that's okay. I did a great job building a plane as usual. He's a real good builder, and we're looking forward to a real nice flight out of it. Again, this is his maiden flight this morning. He has a Magnum 70 in it, 4-stroke.
I didn't know the Japanese use master air.
But Jack did detail like all the exhaust stacks are as they were on the airplane, and you see the machine gun receivers come back into the, little tough to see, but the receivers of the machine guns actually come back into the cockpit. The charging lever and stuff so the pilot could clear a jam or whatever, and he did just a lot of detail on her. And this is one of the Axis airplanes during World War II. Japan and Germany, of course, were fighting the rest of the world. And Jack has a ME-109 and a Focke-Wulf 190, and now the A6M-50. And a Corsair and some British planes and a Jug and what have you. He's got quite a stable of World War II warbirds. So we're looking forward to a beautiful flight this morning from her, and we'll see how she goes.
I need a tranquilizer.
Yeah. No matter how long you've been in the hobby and how many airplanes you've built and flown for other people, that kind of stuff, when it's your own airplane, and particularly when you put so much work in as Jack did, that first flight is always exciting. Exciting. Exciting is a good word, Jack. Right. The only other word I can think of was scary, and I don't want to use that one. So exciting. That first flight is always exciting. Yeah, and old Mr. T here, like I say, he's a good builder. It'll fly like it's supposed to, but I say a guy always gets a little nervous when you're first flight. You know how that goes. I suppose Orville and Wilbur Wright felt the same way. Okay, this is the infamous walk out to the starting bench. In preparation for starting, and he's ran the engine at home, of course, but
Oh yeah.
it's always different when you run it out here at the field, you know, the extra little excitement involved. Doug, our president, is de-pooping the field and filling in a divot or two, and beautiful morning today. We were going to do this test flight yesterday, but geez, the wind was just howling. And today it is dead calm, as you can see by that windsock just hanging flat. So Jack ought to get a good calm bubble of air to fly in, and we'll be all set.
I got 0.4 coming on.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop talking all this video, and I don't want to interrupt his train of thought here. So we'll do this video of his start, and we'll probably taxi around a little bit, and then launch her. And that's a Magnum 70, you say, Jack, in the engine?
Magnum
Okay,
70.
Magnum 70 swinging a 3-bladed prop.
Right, left, up and down. We have throttle.
All right.
It's a brand new engine. So, let's see. Come on.
Are you the yacht expert here?
I don't know if I say expert, but I've looked at some cat things.
Am I nervous?
No. You're happy. Excited. Warm up a little before he puts it on the deck. It's a brand new engine, so it's still in the little tight. Okay, on the ground running for the first time. I expect he'll taxi it around a little bit and get the feel for the ground handling. And
When I go low back on the taxi, I think that's as low as I'm going to get it. Makes it going to be a hot takeoff, hot landing. I don't know whether I want to do that or not. I have to trim back all I can.
the trim's all the way back.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is that big engine and big prop, but airplane rolls really easy, as you can see, and that's at idle.
I think
the-
I'm going to
the only other thing you
put
can
a
do-
small prop on it.
Yeah, can you change the end point on that jack some?
Yeah, I might be able to try that too.
He's going to slow down the idle a little by trying to change the end point.
Yeah, that.
And what he's doing now is it's idling too fast even with the throttle trim all the way down, so he's going to lower the low side of the end point of the throttle servo travel to move the carburetor a little bit slower. It's a little, about a 5 or 6 mile an hour taxi there all the way at idle. You don't want that. Particularly for your first flight. Okay, Jack will be tweaking on the end points now, see if we can get that idle down a little slower.
Still killed it okay.
Yeah, that was,
Probably fuel it up now, make sure you got a full tank, and
yeah,
you're ready to roll.
that's good. Clip on.
You can see all the cooling holes Jack drilled in. He made all these cannons. These are all things that he's made. All the cooling holes he drilled in the aluminum tubing when he made the cooling shroud around the barrels and everything. He did a lot of detail on it. Well, he's adjusted the idle, he's filled the tank up, and so we're getting ready for another start, and hopefully it'll tax it a little slower. If not, he's got a smaller diameter and smaller pitch prop he can put on it to try to slow down that a little bit.
Reason I don't understand.
1.25.
Okay.
In the entire United States, I care. I wonder whether she's aware of my lusting.
Hopefully his little adjustment there in the transmitter slowed down the engine enough where it won't taxi
Might
it
as well come and
10
join
miles
us,
an hour.
Richard. We don't want to put any pressure on Jack.
Thanks. Give a little throttle on. Still moves a little bit. It's better.
Yeah, not as bad, it's better. If that engine breaks in a little more, you might be able to.
Okay, is that far enough? Okay, let's go.
You're gonna go? Okay. Take off, roll. Oh, she flies nice, Jack. Jesus Christ. Beautiful takeoff. Beautiful. You need help on the trims or anything, let me know.
Oh, come on, get down. Oh my God. The adrenaline is in my back. Oh God. Oh, it gets back in there, the pain is so terrific. Oh,
Airplane's flying well, Jack.
well,
How you flying? Okay.
I'm having to do a lot of trimming.
Now get her all straight and level, hands off, and enjoy the flight. You're gonna do it about 3.5 minutes.
So, got plenty of
Oh yeah, a lot of gas, yeah.
battery on board, so. So you know some left there.
Jack said he had a little trimming to do to get her flying straight and level, but he's doing okay now.
Still tail heavy. We need a little bit more weight in the nose.
Well, we can bring it over and put it on that balancer and, like I say, make a
Yeah.
cast weight to fit in a cowling or against a firewall or something. Okay, so Jack says he's going to land. You want to make a circuit or two first? You're just going to...
It's okay. I'll come
Looks good, okay.
go around. Get up
I'm not in your view way, am I, Jack?
No.
Okay. I want to take my eyes off the airplane once I got it in the viewfinder here.
Well, we're going in the grass.
On the deck, all right. Still running? Cool.
That was good. That was good.
Lands pretty hot, doesn't it?
Boy, it does.
You'll have to start that way, way longer approach. Well, the first flight of Jack Zero is in the books.
We're going with the smaller top.
He's going to change the prop, put a smaller prop. It doesn't pull quite as hard. It's,
It's cruising at idle speed.
yeah.
Excellent flight. Yeah, that thing was off the deck in no time on the takeoff.
Yeah, I tried to keep it down, but I said, no, it's tail heavy, so it's going to climb. So I put the coals to it. I hit it with the power.
Well, I would have done the same thing, but I'm just surprised with the weight of it that it got off the deck so fast.
That engine is idling down pretty slow.
Sounds good.
If you change that prop, hopefully that'll slow that. It'll take some of that power out of that prop, and it won't at least.
No flap.
So you'll be able to stop, hopefully, at a idle. When you get out there, hold the plane up and get a silly looking grin on your face. You know how it is. Silly looking grin. Okay, well, the first flight of your Zero, Jack.
Yeah,
What do you think, buddy?
I think I'm happy.
Huh? You think you're happy?
I am so happy.
Hey, she flew beautifully.
Oh, man. Yeah, it took a lot of
Got a little tweaking and, maybe change a prop so it doesn't pull quite so hard, but you had a really good flight out of her, Jack. Good deal.
That was,
Good deal. And I got a good takeoff and a reasonably decent landing, so I think we'll be able to get out of the day. Shooting right into the sun here.
oh, thank you for
Here
getting
we
that on
go.
tape. That's,
Yeah, I'll burn all that to a disc for you. All right, first flight of Zero.
you got it. Oh, man.
Tasahumi Hakakara, flying officer.